gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Sean C. Today, we're going to explore, are modern women more logical than men today? Now, I have only a few clips for you today. I'm going to try not to go too long on time. I know I like to, pretty much long stroke these live streams, if you will. But I have some things I got to get done tonight. So I'm going to get sweet to the point, take some of your comments. We're also going to go through some of the comments that I pulled from a few videos from last week. And I got a couple basically memes of the day for you guys, okay? Just a few. So do me a favor, when you come in, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't got a chance yet, check out our merch store. If you use code TSG Uncut, you will get 10% off of your purchase. And I will be coming up with more different types of products and stuff for you guys in the future. And eventually I will be, starting a Patreon too for people that want to subscribe and get to see more of like inside of what I do, especially here in Vegas. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I will acknowledge and shout out you guys as the show continues and we get some more people in here and as you guys comment. But I want to get into today's topic. Now, I saw a video, one of the video clips that I'm pulling, the very first video clip, is what made me think about tonight's topic. And the reason why I felt that this was a good topic is because there was some interesting points made by both sides in this opening clip that I'm going to play. And it really made me think. It stumped even the guy when this woman made her argument. And obviously we're only going to get to see a portion of this clip, but that's why I want to talk about it. I want to talk about, are modern women more logical? Are their choices today more logical than we think? And we're going to get into that today. So again, hit that like button so we can alert more people that this show is going on right now. Hold on real quick. Let me check something real quick. Yep. Get up in there and hit that like button, you guys. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. And that's the wrong clip. Give me a second. That is the wrong clip. Now, you guys going to have to let me know in the chat if you guys can hear this clip. Everything should be fine. I didn't do anything dumb with the buttons today. All right. Shout out to Preston. He says, what up, Sean C? Pimp G, nothing much, man. Talk about some Pimp G stuff. A friend of mine invited me to a event tonight, so I need to be able to get ready for that. And so I want to be able to give myself some time because I have some things I have to get done before that. And I got to get to the gym too. So if not, I'm going to feel real guilty. All right. So here's the clip that started off. This is the one that's going to kick it off. And this is the one that made me come up for today's title. So check it out. Let me know what y'all think. I'm probably not going to stop this one until the end.
What's the point of two people coming together to build something if one side comes with nothing or you're not aware of what that side comes with?
That's literally how men date all the time.
Y'all are different.
Yeah, women don't provide much other than non-materialistic things.
It's
like companionship, support. That's what y'all say, right? Emotional support, companionship, like those things. And it's like, okay, those are not quantifiable items. I make 150.
Because you should be able to like pick them out, like you do this.
I'm literally just saying the exact situation that you just said. That's what men do. It's literally what men do. And for women, it's no. But why would I be dealing with somebody that can't do certain things for me? But men do that all the time.
So who's the more logical, men or women?
So that opening clip is what made me come up with today's topic, because let me give some more context to that discussion that they were just having. All right. So in context, she was arguing for women. Like, women today want guys, they have their list, right? A guy has to be 6 feet, You know, he has to have a six-pack, has to have six figures. He got to be able to do this, right? The number fluctuates, but we're starting at six figures. And some women don't even understand, you know, how much six figures actually is. They don't understand what comes along with six figures. They don't understand the amount of sacrifice that it takes to get to be a six-figure earner, okay? And I'm going to tell you, when I was doing engineering and I was earning over six figures, the amount of hours that I had to put in to earn that money, to be on call at all points of time. I'm talking about I've been woke up in the middle of the night and had to drive like 40, 50 minutes to take care of some stuff. And that all comes along when you're earning a six-figure salary, especially if you're earning salary, right? But her argument is, why wouldn't men have a list, or I'm gonna say a list, because men do have things that they're looking for, but why wouldn't a man require a woman to bring more to the table? And part of that I agree with, and I will bring that up here in a second. His argument is that, well, a man will lift up a woman irregardless of what she has or what she possesses. See, a rich man will pull a woman out of Starbucks if he finds value in her, right? And so the things that women put stock on is not the same as what men put stock on. Let's just get that out the way, right? That's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that we aren't looking for the same things. Now, men are out there putting in the work to supply for a family, making the money, going out there trying to get the bag per se, right? It is almost a requirement for a man to be able to, if he's serious about starting a family, to make sure that he has the provisions in place such that he can take care of that family. So let's assume a man is single. I think he was trying to make a point about he makes 150 a year. Okay. So let's go with that number, right? 150 a year. That's enough to take care of a wife and like 2 to 3 kids. All right. So a man and a woman together, you're talking like, if they are comfortably making 90,000, that couple, a couple at 90,000, no kids, is living okay. They're doing okay. Right. And then for every child you add, it is said that you need an additional 12,000 a year. So if you do the math, right, you know, you're talking about what, 120, 25,000 or something like that, right? That you need to have a wife and 3 kids. So that dude is making more than enough. He already, usually, if that dude is $150,000 earner and he isn't, you know, riddled with debt or anything like that, a whole bunch, he's living a good life, right? He's living a damn good life. It don't even take that much for a single man to live an extraordinary life. So if I'm already out there going get it, what a man requires of a woman is going to be completely different, right? If I'm out battling the world, then what I need from a woman, I don't need her money. Yes, that will help, but most women don't look at their money as being, they look at their money as their money and the men's money as their money or their come up, okay? Whereas a man won't care about what you make. He's not going to care. Can you bring me the things that are going to make me be able to go back out into that world on a daily basis and do what I need to do in order to, you know, better the family? And we as men, not all men, but I'm saying that in general, men still think this way. And that was his point to that woman. And she's like, well, you guys are stupid. Why wouldn't you require certain things of a woman? Why wouldn't you require her to come with some things? And I think I said this on a previous live stream. I see you guys. I'm going to get to you guys in a second. I said this on a previous live stream, that one of the conversations that my people had with me was saying that going forward, no broke bitches. We're not doing that no more. Okay. Leave Leave these broke bitches out of it, okay? My family straight up said that if you are going to mess with women from now on, they need to bring some type of tangible assets to the table, such as what this woman said, right? And not because I couldn't do it, because I've done that. I've supported my families completely by myself, right? On my salary. We could have lived well, but I also had women who were not responsible. They were what you call just like what we see with modern women today. It's all about what can I do with this? What can I get with the bag and this, that, and the third, right? Spending money frivolously instead of thinking about the long-term health of the family, the long-term longevity of that family, right? So let me get to some of these comments real quick. I am messing up here. Oh, there we go. Let me do my shout out section real quick. Without you guys, man, this channel would be nothing. And I do this because I want access to my subscribers, and I also want you to have access to me. And I want to be able to have this real-time discussion with you guys. So again, shout out to Preston. Preston says, "What's up, everybody?" And that's exactly why these people are single. Yep, we're going to get to that here in a little bit. Ethereal Art, thank you for being here. A good hi there. Ennis, thank you for being here. Yo, what up, bro? Nothing much, fam. Nothing much. We got my friends Kings and Dreams in the house. Make sure you go check out this brother's channel. Talks about, has real good topics that you guys will be interested in. And definitely shows us the difference between living here in the Matrix or living outside of it. Interesting sidebar real quick about the Matrix talk. I had someone come in the comments and says, well, even if you leave the United States, you're still in the Matrix. And I said, well, that's true. But I said, the difference is some people want to be in Zion, right? Even though it's still a part of the system and it is still a level of control, I would rather be free in Zion and feel free than to be in the Matrix and know that everything that is happening isn't real. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I thought that was an interesting conversation. Person says, Ennis, how you living, pimping? They talking back for Frank Tate, thank you for being here. We know that being selfish will make your family fail. That is logic. Yes. And you're bringing up my point there, Frank. Frank, don't steal my points now, bro. Okay. Y'all know I always have a narrative when I come out with these things. Kings and Dreams says, check out, Sensational Gent website. I need to actually update that, man. That is the other thing too, to really update the website. But K&D, I'm actually going to be working on doing I'm going to be trying to focus more on the Patreon, because I want to be able to talk freely. I want to be able to show you guys, what I'm seeing out here and stuff like that. I want you guys to see what I experience on a daily and a weekly basis. But I appreciate that. Ennis says, chilling. What's up? Four up in the house. I didn't even see him up in there. And then, my Facebook. Yep, there we go. I appreciate that, K&D. Make sure you guys, this is where you guys need to go to, man. And I promise I'll get better with it, but this is where you guys need to go to. Go to my IG page, man. That's kind of where, I'm going to start with my IG page, man. I'm going to start putting, until I get the Patreon up, I'm just going to give y'all a little taste of what's up. So if you guys go ahead and follow me on my IG page, a lot of you guys are already in here, hit me up on the IG page, send me clips and stuff like that. And I may not use the clips necessarily on the channel, but it does give me ideas for future videos and discussions. So follow me at the IG at TSG_uncut. And I'm going to start putting more clips about being out until I get the Patreon fully up. And then we can discuss some of those things. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. All right. Shout out to XL Pro. Thank you very much. And then Press says, salute the truth. All right. Listen, again, I told y'all I'm on a time limit today. Now, Frank brought up a good point. So I'm not going to belay the fact that we're going to get into the next clip here in a second. We know, before I get to that clip, let me finish my thoughts. We know that women are hypergamous by nature. So them desiring men to have things is not bad. And it should not be looked at as bad, because their survival instincts is to be with a man, or when you talk about species, right? Can this male provide? Can this man provide? Women need, at a basic level, need to feel safe. They need to feel secure. So we know this. So hypergamy isn't a bad thing. Looking who's going to be able to bring in the assets such that for the survival of the family. But the problem that we're seeing with modern women today is that it's not enough for women to be hypergamous. They are hypergamous, meaning that it's not enough to be able to have enough to live a comfortable life. They want this dream world scenario, which isn't feasible for most people. And one of the clips where I bring up these stats are going to show that you have a bunch of women who are out here wanting the top 20, 10, 5, 1% of men, yet they themselves are living at median income or below. They themselves are living at a middle-class life or below. And we see that. And I'm going to bring that up here and later. But women today are not interested. Their hypergamy isn't in the best interest of the family. Their hypergamy that they're looking for, that hypergamy, is all about in the best interest of themselves. And we'll get into that more, right? So here's a question I want to just throw out, just to have you guys think about it while I bring up the next clip. But if women's desires are leading to a worse outcome for society and for themselves, are their choices really more logical? I'm just going to put that out there. Just a thought. Just a thought. I'm going to get to your, Ennis, I'm going to get to your comment here in a second before I move on, but let me make sure. Okay, I got the clip pressed up. Preston says, we have to be very careful with the type of women we procreate with as men. I've seen several stories of men self-control, deleting themselves because child support ruined their lives, bro. Tragic stories. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen, you guys got to understand, me being in the military for 20 years and mentoring, having 2,000 people that have come through that I've been directly in charge of, I have heard some stories, and we're not even talking about just the people I'm in charge of. You talk about the people that I've also worked with, watching them go through it, them watching me go through it. Hell, when I went through my first divorce, or especially during the time of separation, right? One of the first things that one of my C-dad did, this is the guy that mentors you as you're coming up through the ranks. One of the first things he did is we were able to take, a couple hours off, and then he took me to a bank. And he was like, you need to switch your bank account over to another bank and then have your direct deposit go to another bank. So we did that for a few hours during the day. Like, I got let off of work to make sure that this occurred, because they had seen far too often where, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna still take care of my family, even though it's not working out. And you have women that have literally drained men's bank accounts. And when they came home, they had no money. They already had a lot of the furniture moved out of the house. There was nothing there. They came home to an empty house with no money in the account, no access to their money, because they put them on there too. So one of the first things, I didn't even have money. I didn't even have the money to switch over. I literally was given $100 to open up my new bank account until I got paid and paid them back. Like, I know, Ennis, I know. I've been through this before, okay? hallucination pills thrills for real on the La La Land field. That's a good one. Vet her family. Look at the dynamics of the family. If men are shown respect and she shows the men in her family respect, then she'll show you respect. Yeah, I talk about that, K&D. I talk about that all the time on this channel about how vetting is so important nowadays, right? Vetting is more important now than ever has been before. Vetting should have always occurred, right? But like, I'll give you an example, right? My first ex, her dad, I loved her dad, okay? Her dad was an amazing man. He was also a military man, which is even after she and I split, him and I still talked on the phone all the time, right? Because he understood something when we were going through it and after we had our divorce. But what he understood was, and we've heard Kevin Samuel say this, rest in peace to the Godfather, man. Shout out, I know, shout out to the Godfather, heavenly birthday, right? At his birthday would have passed recently. But this is what he said all the time. It's like that dad knew, or her dad knew, that she wasn't going to be able to do any better than what she had. Someone that was willing to be there to take care of her, take care of the kids, be present, do all these things. He knew that she wasn't going to find that. And I can tell you 20 plus years have passed. It hasn't been looking good for her at all. Right? So when women in bad situations will turn down, leave, mess over good dudes, and then find themselves in a worse situation when you had it good. It wasn't enough. It's never enough for modern women today. Okay? And it says, crazy thing is, some of these women have little to no regrets. And some women actually do have regrets because of the negative effects of fatherless homes had on their child. Crap's crazy. Real quick, back to my first ex. The dad, the other part, last part, and then I'm going to get through these real quick. The last part is her dad obviously was a military man. He was a good dude. Bought his family a home, a couple of homes actually. They had 2 homes. And so he was straight. So you say, well, what's the issue? And this is what I have to tell my daughters all the time. I said, who don't talk to their mom like talking about much anymore. And the reason is I said, your mom is behaving like her mom, or your mom is behaving to you all like her mom behaved to her. See, she gets sad every time the anniversary of her passing comes, but she still treats her daughters the exact same way. So I had to explain this to my daughters that this has nothing to do with you all. This has everything to do with her regret about how things were with her mom, her never making it right. And even to this day, she still can't make it right with her mom. So because her mom is not coming back. So instead of saying, let me learn from that, she's treating her daughters that way. Now, I was a young man when I got with their mom, and obviously I didn't understand, like her mom wasn't around when I got with her. But if I had vetted, as K and D just said, then I would have found out, or at least to have the understanding of what was going on with the mom, right? Then I would have known that this woman has a hole in her that she is not going to be able to fill because she can't get her mother back, and she can't let go of the fact that she didn't have the type of mom that she wished she had. Her mom was jealous of her and her relationship with her dad. Equally, my ex was jealous of the relationship that I have with me and my kids. See what I'm saying? These parallels. So when K and D says that it's very important to be able to vet these women and understand, look deep into the past before you decide to go forward with them in the future, it is imperative that you do this as a man. It's imperative that men and women do this vetting. And just because a person is missing a parent doesn't mean that they're going to be a terrible person. but you have to see where they're at. I could have just seen where that person was at, and I would have known there's red flags there. Does that make sense? Because people make it through extraordinary odds. People become the best version of themselves through extraordinary circumstances. But has the person learned the lesson? Okay. I'm going to get to you guys here in a second. All right, hold up real quick. Where we at? I'm going to try to read these real quick so we can get back to these videos. Yep, straight facts. Some of these stories is truly heartbreaking, bro, because a lot of the time these dudes actually want to be in their kids' lives. And I've had to argue this with women like, oh, dudes just don't want to be there. I'm like, I know a lot of dudes who want to be there, but these women are so bitter because these men didn't want to be with them anymore, right? That instead of saying, you know what, let's be amicable for these children, they need to have you in their life. I need you to be in their life. We don't have to be together, but this is what it is. But a lot of women are so heartbroken and so torn that they will punish the kids. They think they're punishing you, but what they're doing is they're actually leaving devastating effects for the kids, for men that want to be there. He said, Sean, please be careful with these females, bro. Oh, you ain't got to tell me, man. That's old Sean, man. I'm like, you ain't never got to worry about that with me, man. My kids are grown. You know what I mean? I'm chilling, bro. I'm living my best life. That's why I love this channel. You can express yourself and be yourself. Yeah, man. I don't have a problem with putting out what I've been through. I don't have a problem with telling you guys. Again, I'm the first one to say I'm not perfect. The reason why I talk about these things on the channel, right? I'm not bitter. I don't hate women. I've said this before. I'm not mad at women. I'm not bitter at them. I'm doing my thing. I'm on my purpose, man. If I shut this channel down today, I can just lay on that couch for the rest of my days. But would that be fulfilling to my purpose? Would that be fulfilling to who I want to be as a man? So I have no problem sharing my stories, because all I want to do is to be able to help other men to not make the same mistakes, and or share these stories to let you know that you are not alone. If you're going through it, or if you've been through it, I want to let you know that I've been through it too, which is why I can speak on this stuff, because I've been through it all. I've seen it all or been through it all, right? I've seen it all or been through it all. And that's just by nature of, man, I've lived in 10 states, man. I've met so many thousands of people in my journeys and my travels, man. And these stories are not uncommon, especially with the military, man. I've heard some horror stories. I've seen horror stories. All right. So I'm just trying to share what I've seen and what I know so that we can all be better. Okay. Yep. Check me out on Instagram. Thank you, K&D. These women are bitter. Some of them are. Some dudes are bitter too, man. And I understand why, man. If you've gone ahead and you've worked hard for a woman, you thought you were seemingly doing the right thing, and then you find yourself, broke, lost, or whatever, it's tough, man. Okay? All right. I got to get back to these videos. All right. So this next one. Tell me what y'all think about this one.
I got a nasty one for you.
Okay, well, just give the take and maybe I might ask the question later.
I think men are better parents than women now.
Whatever you hear in the background screaming, that's exactly that's my brain right now. Whoa!
So listen, let me put me back up on this screen. Notice what she said. His reaction was, I think men are better parents than women are now. Now, let me be the first to say that is not to take away from the efforts of women who are out there and trying to do the best they can to raise kids. That's not to say there aren't good mothers out there. This is not for women to get in their feelings like, what do you mean? See, because her first reaction, right? She told you what her first reaction was. Oh, see that screaming in the background? That's kind of what my brain is doing, because they don't take they don't take the information and process it and say, okay, even though I might disagree, I might be inclined to disagree. What do you mean? How do you say that? What are you basing that off of? Okay. Her first reaction, instead of asking the question, she told you, instead of just saying, let me hold that. It's okay to feel that in the inside. It's okay to feel like, she could be like, well, I feel like I'm a good mother. So of course my brain is going to go, what do you mean? You're going to feel offended, especially if you take your job seriously. And that's a normal human reaction. However, the first thing that we see, and we see it all the time, especially when you have these debate shows, these women fly off the handle when a man says something, and instead of saying, explain, qualify that, the first thing they do is react with their emotions instead of reacting with logic. Logic says, okay, I hear you. Please explain. How do you base that off of? What are you talking about? Right? So, let's get back to this video.
Shit.
I mean, I think now, right now, not talking about 30 years ago, not talking about 15 years, I'm talking about right now, men are better parents than women.
I'm going to have to take the different side of this. I would just strongly have to disagree, because I think that there is a small majority of women who actually are shitty and don't deserve to be mothers, but there are great mothers out there who do deserve to have their kids, and they do provide as best as they can and do everything that they can for their child.
See, now notice, remember I said that statement earlier. Remember that, right? A woman doing her best to provide for her kids, a woman going out there and feeling and seemingly feeling like she is doing her best, still doesn't negate the fact that we are seeing that children who are raised by single moms, single mother households, statistically are at a disadvantage. It don't matter how good or how much she is trying. The stats, and I agree with her that I don't think that women, or the majority of women, are trying to be crappy mothers. I don't think that inherently. Yes, there are that small majority who really only care about, hey, to come up, oh, if I got this kid, now I can get benefits. Not every woman is like that. You have a lot of women who I believe love their children, who feel that they're doing their best for these kids. She disagrees because she's looking at it from an emotional standpoint, not a logical standpoint. Because if she understood the facts, figures, and statistics, she would know that this man's statement holds a little weight. But we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that here in a second, because I do have another follow-up clip to this. But I wanted to bring this up because if we're talking about being rooted in logic, today I'm specifically looking at it from the family dynamic, from the structure of the relationship dynamic. Because I'll be the first to tell you, some of the smartest friends I have are women. You know, one of my best friends of over 30 years, she was the valedictorian of her class. Well, we had some classes together, some honors classes and stuff together. And then she was a year behind. She was the year behind me, but she had some classes with me. But she wanted to be in valedictorian of her class next year, the year after I graduated. And that's just one woman. Of course, I've worked with women in nuclear engineering. I was an instructor with some of them, and some of them are just very smart women. You have women today that are creating businesses on their own, and they're doing a great job. You can go online and you're getting these doctors, these women who are doctors who coming on and are giving great advice in terms of how men could do better with their health, or this, that, and the third. So this is not to talk about are women smarter or whatever. We know women are getting more degrees. I don't care about that argument. We're talking about logical on how we proceed with life, how we are living this thing on this rock, this spinning spear, if you will, in the vastness of space in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about here and now. Okay, I'm gonna get to you guys' comments here in a little bit. So it's understandable that she's gonna feel offended to that. Listen, it would not shock me for any of you guys who may be listening that if you are a single father, or even if you're split and you've been doing what you've been taking care of your kids, you've been making sure your kids have provisions, you making sure that you're doing your best to give your kids knowledge, to give your kids love, to give your kids understanding as a man. And then you'll hear women out there say they're no good men. All dudes are deadbeat dads. This, that, and the third. It would not shock me for you all to get offended. But the thing is, what they say, a hit dog a holler, right? So, but women will react off emotion and will qualify that. Well, how can you make that statement? And we don't see women do that. They're reacting, not all, but what we're seeing today, especially on these video clips, is that you have women that will react off a raw emotion because they feel offended, because it hits them emotionally. And some of them, if they're truthful with themselves, and some dudes, if you're truthful with yourselves, you have to objectively say, hey, man, I'm not doing everything I should. Or I put myself in this situation. Or I could be better, or I could do better. Okay? I'm going to hit these comments real quick, and then we'll finish. Let's finish this video, actually. And then I'll get to your comments.
And I know mothers that do the same thing. I'm not going to hold you. It's just nowadays,
right?
I've heard a lot more women complain about, and I know it's a little anecdotal. I do have some facts to back what I'm saying, but
all right, I knew that was going to end. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I'm going to get ready to load up the next video, and this one I'm going to let play out. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of statistics in here that I want you guys to see that I think is going to be I think is going to kind of feed into this narrative of what this dude was talking about. But before we get there, I am going to read some more comments. And it says, you ask if modern women is more logical than men? Big. Man, that's comedy. I know, man. These women are bitter for the worst hurt. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Venice Frias. These women treat you like boo-boo. The fools use tools and expect to have their cake and eat it too. Man, Preston, you on something today. That's Preston on that tip. Women who delete their own children are not good mothers. They deserve to be in jail waiting their deletion sentences to end. Yeah, man, I was trying to figure out. I actually have a clip that I think I put out a clip recently, and I meant to throw that clip in there too. So I feel bad because I really wanted that in there. But you have a lot more of these mothers today that are control deleting their children. And so until I can figure out how to put it in a video and not get it messed over or get it taken down. But I have it's article after article, clip after clip. Help. There was a woman in my home state of Louisiana that did the exact same thing, man. The dude was following to get the kids from from his woman, and instead of allowing him to have the kids when she wasn't doing a good job objectively, guess what? She said, well, if I can't have them, you can't either. And so she took out her own kids. So this is sad, man. Lucy says the issue with smart women is the attitudes of superiority, which leads to poor communication and comprehension with regards to men. That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. It's listen, even if you're a man, any ladies that are listening, even if you're a man and you are dealing with someone who deems himself to be smart, a man dealing with another man, and then there's this superiority complex, it's the exact same thing. They aren't going to be able to, they're not going to hear you because they look down upon you. They treat you like they're better than you. It's the same thing with men and women. See, us men understand this. See, we have to work with other men, but don't get it twisted. Some of us are on jobs right now that we are with these type of men who have a superiority complex, who thirst after power, who lust after being in charge or in control, which is one thing to have that authority, but you also have to know how to treat your people. That is another tenet of being a leader. So when women says, well, I ain't listen, I'm a boss B, I'm this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm better than you because I got this degree. Oh, I'm gonna leave my husband because I could do better because I got this degree. He ain't on my level no more. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It is the same outcome with people who think that high of themselves. It does break down communication. It does lead to poor comprehension. It does lead to these different things. Okay. So it's not just a women to men thing, modern women to men thing. This is something that men have to deal with out in the world too. And you think I want to come home and deal with your shitty ass attitude too? Hell no. Hell no. XL Pro said they got their academic degrees without discernment. Right. Listen, there's a scripture. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes or anything. I am spiritual, not religious, but truth is truth. There's a scripture that says wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and all thy getting, get understanding. See, wisdom is the thing. Wisdom is the thing that you need to learn. But most of the time, wisdom does not happen until time passes, until you're able to apply it. But if you have wisdom without understanding is knowledge. You might have knowledge of something, but wisdom is being able to apply that knowledge. Wisdom is people that have wisdom are those who are able to apply the knowledge and make it work to their benefit. That is wisdom. And you have a lot of women with degrees and I got a PhD, all this stuff, right? But they have no wisdom. They have the knowledge with no wisdom. Okay? So, something to keep in mind. Where are we at? These women are allergic to accountability, but non-allergic to stupidity. Yeah, accountability smacks them right in the face. I had another video on that. I had another video about that accountability thing, but I want to use it I want to use it as a clip in another video, so I didn't put it in today's selection, okay? Frank Tate says, as the military teaches us, you must learn how to follow before you can lead. Facts. Facts. That is exactly what we were taught, not only in word, but that is exactly how the military is structured. You start off as for at least the Navy, you start off as a seaman recruit. You work your way to a seaman, a fireman, or airman, apprentice, or whatever you want to call it. And then, then you're a fireman, an airman, whatever. Then you're a petty officer, second class, third class, whatever, right? Or you could be, you could be an ensign, you could be a lieutenant JG, you can work your way to lieutenant, then you can work your way to lieutenant commander, right? You have to go through the ranks. You have to be able to go through the ranks. And just because you make it through the ranks doesn't mean that you're a good leader if you haven't learned how to best treat your people. Listen, I like to use this analogy right here, right? You guys are probably know a little bit about, y'all got to be Trekkies out there. They got to have some Trekkies in the house, okay? Captain Kirk was the captain of one of the greatest starships ever created in all of fandom or fantasy or whatever you want to call it, right? Captain Kirk, right? One of the greatest captains ever in any type of captain. Captain Crunch, Captain Kangaroo, Captain James Tiberius Kirk, right? Is known as one of the greatest captains ever, okay? Was Captain Kirk the smartest man on the Enterprise? Was Captain Kirk the smartest dude on the Enterprise? Was Captain Kirk the strongest person on the Enterprise? Right? Was he? No, he was not. Let me just spoil it for you guys. He was not. So what made Captain Kirk such a great leader? Was it because he did things impulsively? They felt like he did it impulsively? No. What makes a leader great is understanding their personnel and getting the most out of their personnel. To have personnel and get the max efficiency out of the people that they're in charge of. And to be able to through personal example, be able to earn and garner their respect. That is what made Captain Kirk great. That is what makes a leader. All right. Heard that Kirk dude loved his Earl Grey. I don't think it was Kirk. I think it was that was Jean-Luc Picard. He liked that Earl Grey. Lucy says, with regards to women and degrees and smoking mirrors, approximately 70% have useless social and liberal arts degrees. That's true. That is true. Oh, it jumped on me. Press says, yeah, sure, you got a PhD in idiocy. The USS Enterprise. That's right, man. No, I don't know what that was about. Heard that Kirk dude. Yep. Captain Kirk was great at risk assessment of getting everything done and keeping his crew alive. And right, he garnered their respect. He was not the smartest dude, but he knew how to make the most of what he had. He was decisive in his actions. Okay? And it says, oh no. All right. Let me bring up this next clip, you guys. I'd say I got to get through this. I tell you, I got some plans later.
Today, the non-marital birth rate for white Americans has passed 30%. That's higher than the rate for African Americans that shocked America in 1965. And what is the non-marital birth rate for African Americans today? A staggering 70%. But let's back up and unpack the figure for white Americans and see what we learn. According to data from the CDC, the non-marital birth rate for white women with college degrees is less than 5%, exactly where it was for all white women way back in 1965. Now, take away the college degree, and the non-marital birth rate for white women with only a high school diploma jumps up to 40%. Take away the high school diploma, and the non-marital birth rate for white women without a high school diploma is 65%, virtually matching the crazy high non-marital birth rate for African American women. So what do we learn from this? Upper class and upper middle class Americans still value marriage, regardless of race. It is in the working class, especially the working poor, where the institution of marriage is collapsing. But why are the overall numbers so much worse in African American communities? Because African Americans are 2.5 times more likely to be living in poverty than white Americans. And the non-marital birth rate among African Americans was already 16 points higher than among white Americans way back in 1940. So African American communities started at a much higher rate. Since 1965, the non-marital birth rate has actually been growing at a faster rate among white Americans than among Black Americans. Marriage isn't collapsing in Black America, it's collapsing in working class America.
So, So we talk about this, women are now having kids out of wedlock at a higher rate than ever before in society, right? Ever. Okay. Where we look at it and we may see the disparity amongst the Black community, as that man stated, the non-marital birth rate is going up at a more exponential rate in white America, proportionally, right? It's going up more at a higher rate. So notice where he started the number line of statistics. You're talking about like since 1965. And Kevin Samuels used to bring this up. We used to have the most married demographic in the country in the early 1960s. We were the most married as far as African American people were. We were the most married out of all ethnic groups. And then obviously something changed. What happened? 1965, girl power movement, liberation, all these different things. And that's not to say that some of these things weren't needed to happen, because they did. But the difference is you also have this government-backed coup of families. I'm going to repeat that again. We have this government-backed coup to break up families. And think about who that benefits, okay? Think about who that benefits more. Is it benefiting the kids? Well, we know it's not. We know that children who are born out of wedlock to single-parent homes are more likely to have learning troubles, more likely to be pregnant themselves at early ages, more likely to run away, more likely to go to jail, more likely to do fun recreational things with drugs. Okay, they are more likely to do these things. So, what would be the logical thing to do? The logical thing would be to secure a man for marriage at the most premium opportunity, such that when the kids are born, they are born to a two-parent household. But women are choosing to have kids out of wedlock. They are choosing to have children with men who are not in it for the long haul. They now look at the Pookies, the Ray Rays, and the Tyvariuses and the I need another name besides Chad. They are getting with guys that they perceive to be hotter, more attractive, right? And listen, human nature is that women are going to look at the strongest of a species and think that, hey, I want to be with that guy. But logically, are they choosing the men that they should be choosing? And in a lot of cases, that's no. In a lot of cases, these women are choosing men who don't mean them any good and who are not good potential fathers because they're hot, or they make them tangle. Or I just get this feeling with them. But women are choosing to have, the majority of women are choosing to have kids with these dudes. Or they have kids and they're unhappy, and then they're choosing to leave. There's no logic in leaving because you're unhappy. Marriage is not just about being happy all the time. And any married person out there is going to say, I'm not always happy with my spouse. We might go days, we might go weeks without speaking. And if you've been married long enough, you might go months or years without speaking. But you love each other. You realize the overall duty to the family. Because the logic says that we are in this to raise our family to be what it needs to be. We need to be here because we want to be able to give our children the statistical advantage that they deserve to be able to make it out here in this cruel, cruel world. All right? This world that don't give a damn. All right?
His wife.
So, listen. Let me get to the comments real quick. Because women smile in your face while stabbing you in the back with the knife attack while saying, I do to you. Preston coming with the rhymes in that. I like it. Lucy says, feminism boomed in the 1960s. Welfare reform of LBJ destroyed the black community with government assistance for women. As long as she has kids with no man in the home. Right. And we've showed that, Lucy, you and I have talked about that in great length here on the channel. And I've also put up a clip. These videos don't ever do well on this channel, but I put out these videos showing about the effects of child support, men raising kids that aren't theirs, talking about, I brought up this old clip about the fatherless home where women were incentivized to not have the father in the home so that they can receive benefits and assistance without the man. Women chose this over having dudes. And if you go back to that last clip, the statistics show that if this population is booming with unmarried women, then all these women that's making it like, I'm doing big things out here. I'm doing it big. I'm a 10. I'm a queen. I'm a boss bee. They're doing all of this, but yet and still, they still are having kids out of wedlock. They're still, the non-marital birth rate is still rising. And I don't know about you guys, but if you really watch and think about what was said in that video about the statistics, then that goes to show that more women are impoverished than they want to let on to be. Even though you'll see them out here dressed up, glammed up, all these different things. So they faking the funk out here. When that girl turn her nose up at you like, oh, I'm good. I'm doing all this stuff. It's no wonder you have so many women in debt trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Roses or, the women next door trying to, wear the fancy hats. How back in the day you'd have those little tea parties and stuff. And then you'd always have one or two women who they just follow along, because they're trying to be in the in crowd. This is nothing new. But if women are more logical, why are you following that same pattern? We used to see this on the old TV shows back in the day. It is nothing new. It's because women want to be accepted in these social hierarchies. And the women who allow themselves to put those social hierarchies above their family is part of the reason we're in this situation right now. Part of the reason I can rock with dudes saying single fathers are doing better than single mothers, because statistically it's true. Having a single father raise a kid or raise children is showing similar outcomes to a two-family home. Why is that? It's because the way men deliver and give structure is completely different than the way women do it. And that's not to knock the women that are out here doing what you're supposed to do. This is just a statistical fact. And so women will wait, have their kids, and then they decide, well, I need a man around. So what do you see? You see women will have kids out of wedlock and then expect you and me to raise their children after the point. Oh, I'm not about the games. I need somebody who's ready to settle down. You done already had two whole human beings come out your hoo-ha. Two whole human beings and dropped out your hoo-ha. And now the priority is y'all need to stop playing all these games. Stop playing these games. I got 2 kids. If you don't like that, I got 3 kids. I got 4 kids. I got 5 kids. Stop playing. Y'all need to be more serious. Do you understand how men are like, you got 4 kids, dropped out your hoo-ha. You lived your best life. You did your thing. You thought it up. You had hot girl summer. And now you expect these gentlemen to come in and stepfather your kids? How is that a good deal for him? He's not going to have the authority or the accountability of your, he's not going to be able to even, he's not going to have any authority over your kids. If he's with you long enough, he's getting used WAP. He getting DAP. He getting that dry WAP, okay? Not dry WAP. He getting that DAP, okay? He getting that DAP. He getting used. 2 human beings, 4 human beings, fell out your hoo-ha. He getting that used DAP. And then if he stays with you long enough, you're not going to even give that man the DAP anymore. You're not going to even give it to him. 4 or 5 years down the line, I'm not attracted no more. Oh, we don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. Gents, that's what they're going to tell you. We're past having relations. What? So he got with you and you had 4 human beings drop out your hoo-ha and now we ain't having relations? He could have stayed single. You thought he need to stop playing and settle down. This is why men do not want to deal with single mothers. And this is no slight on you mothers. But do you understand what you are asking of a man? And some of you single mothers out there will not give that man the love and the respect and that man deserves. A man gonna come in there and raise another man's kids. How is it that you guys don't even respect that? It's because you don't respect it. Because you're like, in the back of your head, you're like, what crazy ass fool is gonna come in here and help raise these kids? You got to be an idiot. You could have just had your own kids with some other woman. Y'all know that in the back of your head. You will never respect that dude the way you should. If he come in there and just drop everything. You're not. It's apparent. It's apparent by the way we see on these videos how these women are bold enough to talk to these gentlemen about this. And then if he has a kid with you and then you decide to divorce him, not only did he's going to lose access to the kids, your kids, or let's just say they break up. So this man took you in with you and your kids. And then not only does he break up from you, but he breaks up from your kids. Or if he has a kid with you, then he watches his kid getting pulled away with your children. So he has all this loss. Men lose a lot. Nobody sees that and nobody thinks about it because nobody gives a shit about dudes. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody thinks about how men feel in these scenarios. So no, it is not a man's responsibility to find himself and settle because you were ready to, because you had your fun. You dropped 4 human beings out your hoo-ha. And now it's his responsibility. Some of you women need to be more grateful. This is not a decision that is rooted in logic for a man to be able to do. Especially back in the day, maybe I might give a pass on that. But today, no, he gets nothing. It is cheaper for that man to go out and buy him some WAP. It is cheaper to go buy WAP than it is to take on some DAP with 4 human beings that dropped out of some woman's hoo-ha. It is. It's cheaper. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me play this last video, and I'm going to get to your comments. This is for you fellas, man. This dude is This dude about to break it down. Think about everything I just talked to y'all about a man getting with women, men getting with women, modern women today, them expecting you to raise those kids, raise the kids they have with another dude. Hell, this dude is just going to be talking about just getting married, period. How jacked up it is. All right, let's go.
His wife may stay with him his whole life, and let's pray she does. But she also might suck the neighbors, and he walks in on it. And now he's divorced, and he's calling me going, blah, blah, blah. And he gave her everything. He gave her his whole life. Like, you ever hear stories like this? I know people that it's happened to. And I gave her everything. I did everything for her. Well, that's probably why she cheated on you, you dipshit. Do everything for you. And they freaking love that. Believe it or not, they love that.
Right. We talk about this all the time on the channel. We see these women going with the Chads, the Tyrones, the Pookies, and the Ray Rays. And one of the reasons that these women are attracted to these type of dudes is because these dudes look out for themselves. They're not putting up with her crap. And even if they put up with it, there's a line, and they know they can't cross that line. But if you go in there trying to be the nice guy, oh, I'm going to help raise these children. I love you. I love you. Tell me something. When the last time have y'all seriously really heard women really talk about love? I mean, really talk about it in like a romantic way, not just in generalities, because you can still hear women say, oh, it's, love, this, that, and third. But I mean, when have you seen women really be romantic with love? See, I see women say, I'm looking for romance and this, that, and the third, but I don't even see that anymore. Okay? I don't even see that. I don't see it on none of these profiles. I don't see it when I'm out. I'm out all the time, you guys. I go out all the time and I socialize. And I socialize on purpose. I socialize because I like meeting new people. I just love it. When I'm home, I'm by myself. I ain't trying to be bothered with nobody. But when I'm out, I'm a social. Anybody who knows me, I'm a very social creature. So I talk to everybody. But what does it do? I ask questions. I ask these type of questions. I've gotten in some debates. I've been in debates with these blue-haired feminists, okay? Sitting at the bar drinking. Oh, that's what you think. Yeah. Now, if I'm on some evil stuff, depends on what's in that glass. With some brown, with some brown in that glass, then I might try to poke the bear a little bit and antagonize and see if I can can't throw a stone. Look, I forgot what that saying is, but you can't throw a stone and whisper something without offending an eminence. And that's the way it is. I can find them out in the crowd easily. All I gotta do is say a few things. Women today are not as good of parents as single fathers. Man, they be like, that blue hair turned to red. Right? You'll set her hair on fire. Jesus. That man brings up a good point though, man. That is why on this channel I talk about men being on their purpose. That is why I talk about you getting focused, bringing a woman onto your program, you not getting onto hers. I just did a poll about that. About one of the poll answers was about getting on a woman's program, that they want you to get on their program. And if you are stupid enough to fall for that, then I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Okay? If you're gonna fall for that, because even though it may work initially, that woman is going to lose respect for you. See, we want respect. We want respect as men. We desire that from our mate, from the person we're with. But women desire respect too, just in a different way. They want to be respected, of course. That was part of the reason for the beginning of the feminist movement, was to have a little bit more respect for what women do. And I think by and large, men do respect what women do in the house. You hear it more acknowledged today that men respect it than ever before in history. Because men in the past just didn't give a damn. They didn't. Well, I don't smell that dinner cooking. Tina, I don't smell that dinner cooking. Okay? So this man brings up a good point. You got to be a man out there. And that's not to say you got to be a cruel or evil man. But at the same time, you have to know where you're going. And you have to realize that the purpose is bigger than her. I've been lost in that situation before where I didn't put the purpose before a woman. And I got lost. And so did my purpose. So did my, not the purpose. The purpose was the same, but you get derailed off of the path. And if the woman isn't willing to follow what you're trying to do, you got to make some tough decisions. Tough decisions. Especially when you talk about time being involved. Especially when you talk about history. When we talk about these things, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying that is the reason why that you have to be established in your purpose. That is the reason why you have to know where you're going and you have to be resolute on it. And that is why when you know, in your dealings with women, that you got to be like, this is what we're doing. And if she says no, you have to be willing to let that woman walk away. Have to, must. Are you gonna be boo and she left me? She gave the Gok 3000 to the dude next door. Oh my God, that was my Gok 3000. Not no more. Not no more. All right. That's it for the video clips today. I do have some comments. I'm gonna go through some of your comments, and we're gonna get to the comments from last week, and we're gonna get to the memes of the day, and we're gonna get up out of here. Okay. So I'm gonna run through this real quick. Oh, no, I read that. So I guess AIDS attracts AIDS. For your information, blacks were married at 80% rate prior to 1965. Yep. And now black women are least married and least dated. Choosing Pookie is relative to not wanting to be family-centric. So that is something I think I wrote down in my notes right here, because I actually wrote some notes down because I wanted to have this discussion. But I think I said it earlier. If women's desires are leading to worse outcomes in society and for themselves and are not in the, I wrote this down. I said, we are living in a society where there are more single moms. And we can statistically see this impact on children. So that is safe to say that if women's priorities were children and family, then you would see less of this statistical anomaly of having these houses with unwed mothers. And the worst part is, because women have bought in hook, line, and sinker, as Lucis brought up earlier about the welfare system and the court systems. The court systems and the child protective services systems have put their claws so deep into the women. They latched into them so much, right? That even if women wanted to reverse this and says, oh, I'm requiring marriage now, that might work for some women. If the younger women, it might work with. But if you try to reverse that course for 25 and above, or let's say 30 and above, unwed mothers or unwed women who are looking to have kids, it may work. But because of the support system and everything in place, there is no incentive for men to get married, even if a woman requires it. There's no incentive. Now, maybe a man would be more inclined to date a woman who has low body count, never had kids, never been married, that woman might have a chance. But the way the system is currently set up, what incentive is there for a man to get married? Really? You know, we used to say, oh, it'll give us better tax benefits and it'll do this. Men can't see it. Those things that are supposed to be good about marriage, other than the fact that being there for your kids, but again, women don't give a damn about that. They're the ones initiating divorce at the highest rate. So with all these things in place, what incentive is there for any man to say I do? Don't worry. I'll wait. There's none. Women have lined up with the enemy. And because of that, the institution of marriage is flawed. It's so flawed, it's not a good deal at all. There's no reason to ever get married. There's none. There's no good reason. Well, for the kids, okay, go and get married for the kids. You might believe that as a dude. 5 to 10 years, she ain't gonna believe that as a woman. When she's unhappy and she leaves your ass, she don't believe that. That's not their priority. Family is not the priority of the modern woman. It's not. It's not. Let's get back to your comments. The box say you can't fix stupid, so you might as well be allergic to it. Modern women are financially broke. 80% of the debt in the U.S. belongs to women, and black women owe 60% of female debt. Yeah, it's crazy. We know these college, because they racking up these degrees that don't mean anything. Women must learn that for a team to win, everyone on the team must do their role. Everyone must do their part. And that's something we as military men understand. I may not like that son of a bitch I'm working with, but I can tell you one thing. In order for us to live and survive, don't forget I was on submarines. So in order for us to live and to make sure that our dive to rise ratio is 1, I might have to listen to that dude. I might have to follow the person I don't want to follow. Because it's not just my life on the line, it's everybody's life on the line. But military men understand that. These women are like a bad game of Texas Hold'em or Fold'em. They make you not want to, bad game of Texas Hold'em, they make you want to fold them. Man, you're up here trying to drop rhymes today, bro. Technically, gents, your purpose needs to be your first priority. If you do this simple thing, everything else falls in the line, and women will toe the line and play their role. I agree with that. XL Pro says most masculine women now, most women are masculine now, not affectionate like Gen X era. Even Gen X era is starting to, they're falling for it too, man. But we did have times where you had some feminine women, but you got to understand, at the end of Gen X, middle toward the end of Gen X, those women are in that 1960s era. They've grown up under it too. You know, not saying all of them, but I'm saying it's a lot of them have fallen for the okie doke too. They listen to trap music, not R&B music in America now. I don't even think R&B is, when you start to think about it, it's like back in the day, it made sense because you can go back past before 1960s. There was such thing as wooing a woman. Baby, let me woo, woo, woo. We had all that. You had to woo a woman. And that was fun. You young dudes today don't know what wooing a woman is. I'm not talking about like, I took out on a date and then I bought her some flowers and some candy and she made me buy her $300 dinner and then I took her to a goddamn concert and blah, 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 and she still didn't give me any. Sean, what? Right? Nah, we had to woo a woman. And you could do simple gestures and build up to that stuff. And women appreciated that shit. Women loved it when you would take them on walks or try to do romantic stuff. These women today, that's all you can do. There's no caviar in this picnic spread. Matter of fact, you got me on the ground with these bugs. I want to go to this restaurant. What you got me on this? This is look like an old dirty blanket. What the hell? Women are not appreciative of being wooed. I told you, I don't hear women talk about romance. I don't. It's funny. Women want like, come talk to me and say more than this. But a lot of these women don't have a lot of conversation. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot of women don't have a lot to talk about, especially the ones that have superficial lives. I feel like the more superficial a woman's life, the less she has to talk about. Unless she's just spouting out a whole bunch of superficial stuff. Same thing. Preston says everyone gets lost, but it's all about finding yourself and your true path to peace. I agree with that. What's up, Lucius? You speaking straight truths. He always does. He always does. Exactly. Great show, TSG. Got to go. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Lucius, for being here. I appreciate you, my brother, as always, man. Thank you for always dropping knowledge, man. Me and Lucius used to do that thing when he was able to come up. All right. So look, let me get to the next segment because again, I gotta go. I'm gonna read some of these comments. All right. So let's run through these. I'm not gonna get into too much gory detail about these. So this was from the women aren't wifeable, right? So this was the main video was this woman who wanted to be on this dude's life insurance policy, even though she was only his girlfriend. And then there was the opening clip when this woman that's on the thumbnail, she, when asked what did she give to her dude, and she was like, well, like myself. Like women are like, I'm enough, but you as a man, you gotta have money, you have a car, you gotta have the looks, you gotta have the height, you better be able to give her daddy long stroke, you better be able to do all these things. But she just comes to the table and she's perfect. Rays of goddamn light, come down from the heavens and descend upon her as she walks. And there's rose petals at her feet everywhere she goes. This is the way women act nowadays. Let's get back to this. All right, Preston was on this when he said, myself isn't enough to be marriage material. Talking about what that woman says. Just because you think you're bringing something to the table, ladies, that doesn't mean marriage. That's not good enough. This YouTube watcher, shout out to YouTube watcher, said, just found your channel, good content. I always like that. I want to put that up. And then we got King. King always comes through. Hold on, what am I doing, man? I'm trying to be I'm getting old. King says the ways that a man can provide for a woman is always circling around in their heads, always scheming. Talking about money. While that's never a surprise, I find it amazing at how they present it, demanding, argumentative, when their ideas isn't accepted or going to happen. The fact that this video was uploaded pretty much is an indication that how she acted and spoke to him wound up ending their relationship. Oh, we're talking about the woman. We're talking about the woman who thought she was entitled to her boyfriend's life insurance before his family and before his kids, which is ridiculous. Same video. Now, this is from Erica Bay. Shout out to her for coming through. So she does a little skit thing here. So you have high standards for your man. Blonde, yes. So what are you prepared to offer? Blonde, my presence. I don't know what WHU is. I don't know why I can't hear. What? Okay, that's just ridiculous. No way is that an equal exchange. It's just like you saying you want a car and expect the dealer to give it to you for free just because you visited their store. Erica, that is excellent, baby. That is excellent. You want a car and you expect the dealer to give it to you for free for just showing up to the store. Well, why shouldn't I get the car? You got to fucking work for it. Oh my God, man. Thank you, Erica, for that one. That was a good one. All right, this was every woman is a 10. So all these women were talking about them being 10s. And in the video, the dude said, okay, well, here's some makeup remover. Anybody want to revise this? And all them women went silent. Okay. Alvin Richardson says she's clearly delusional. Grey Wolf says that makeup remover is a brilliant idea. It's a quick way to shut a delusional woman down without saying anything. King says you could have heard the silent screaming. That's a good one. If everyone is a 10, then no one is a 10. Rating systems have highs and lows, otherwise it would become meaningless. Exactly. If all you women out there are thinking you're 10s, it's no wonder none of you have value. Ooh, damn, did I say that out loud? If everybody's a 10 and all of y'all women fall for this narrative of thinking we're all 10s, then you all have just erased your value. Because if everything has the same value, then none of it has value. And it's delusional value at best. It's nothing tangible. Okay? So I agree with that. Robin D. Hood. Robin D. Hood. Robin D. Hood. All right, let's go. Now, this was the one. I wish I hadn't deleted one of the comments. Some woman came in there and tried to shame me. She was like, you must be broke. Like, how do you know I'm broke? What make you think I'm broke? And instead of engaging with that person, I don't know, y'all, I don't have the patience for these comments anymore. See, if a woman comes into my comments and she's having a thoughtful discussion, I'm fine with that. We can have a discussion. Only a few women actually do that. But when you come in and you're going to use sign language, oh, you must be broke. Bitch, I promise you I'm doing better than you. I can guarantee I'm doing better than you. I guarantee it. All right? My life is pretty damn good. It really is. I can't complain. All right? But I wish I had put that comment in here, but I got frustrated. I woke up. When I wake up and I read comments, that's about the time where I delete people off the channel. Then I think if they're gonna shame you guys, if they're gonna try to use sign language in the comments, and I see it, and I'm actively going through the comments, y'all just block them from the channel. Like, we don't need you here. Nobody asked you to come on this channel. You as ladies come into this channel to leave what I call gotcha statements. I don't need you. See these people that's right now in my chat and the people that's watching? I'm good with that. So King says, you said one key thing that women don't value or respect anymore, to the point that men have said F it and not making those sacrifices anymore. That's doing what comes natural by being the provider and protector until we expire. Oh, I said that. Yeah. Men who are in it for their families, most men who decide to even get married, will work until we expire for our families. Not women. And women, before you get mad, you're the ones initiating the divorce rate. And there's no way you're going to tell me that every one of those, well, you don't know what he was doing in that relationship. He was probably hurting her. Huh? Really? You want to go there? What about all the undocumented times or all the women that never got the records that be beating on their dudes? And I have a video clip of that too that I need to figure out how to put into a video. So let's just negate that for a second. Women initiate divorce at an 80% clip. Again, I'm going to use this analogy. It's like having your woman strapped on your back. You do a tandem jump out of a plane. There's a 50% chance that your parachute is not going to open. And there's an 80% chance that she's the one that fixed your parachute. And if your parachute don't work, what you don't realize is she has a parachute of her own strapped to her own back. That's my analogy for that. Okay? Preach, bro. Reality is calling. And then Preston again. First of all, if you really want to be free, hold yourselves accountable, take accountability for your pathetic decisions and your bad actions. Talking about the single, independent, lonely women. Shout out to my guy, Speak Spanish Now. Please go check out his channel. If you guys want to learn Spanish, if you're serious about leaving the country, becoming a passport, bro, I can tell you that one of the best investments you could ever make is to at least learn the language or at least learn the basics so you can maneuver when you get out there. Okay? Frank says, get that passport. Exactly. XL Pro says, bullseye. Preston says, the only reason that they try to shame someone is because they're haters and non-appreciators. You and those rhymes today, bro. You're killing me. But you're right. All right, this was the one where I hope y'all like this. I hope y'all appreciate it. If you didn't see it, check this out. But this was the YouTube short that I put out about women can't trust their girlfriends, and it ended up being that they had the boyfriend. The boyfriend was cornered by his girl and her two other girlfriends, and come to find out it was one of her girls that was sleeping with her dude. So this is what you guys said. Joe Jett says he kept it in the circle, so he's a good man in my book. Y'all agree with that? He was, at least he kept it within her friend circle and not someone new. Still Saint. Shout out to Still Saint. They don't even have to be ratchet, only jealous or greedy. Talking about the friends, right? So Alex McCann says, oh no, yes. And then Carl laughed. Shout out to Carl. I haven't seen him in here today, and then Frana08 says, yo, please pin this comment, bro. Well, I would have pinned this comment, but you didn't put nothing worth pinning. I'm not going to pin a comment just to pin the shit. Have something to say. Okay? Speak Spanish Now says, what's popping, my guy? Peace to the chat, man. I appreciate you for being here. All right. And do we have one more? Oh, well, that was wrong. See, I messed that up. All right, I'm gonna bring myself back up, and then we're gonna get to the we're gonna get to the why did I do that? God dang it. We're gonna get to the memes of the day. I only have 4 today. Not all have to deal with the subject, but I find them funny, so I wanted to share them with you guys. All right. Good morning. I'm looking for people who are interested in turning 100 to 4,000. This is not a scam. We would be selling crack. Man, look, they got the whole baking soda, the pots, the strainers, man, the Ziplocs, man. Oh my God. Oh man, everybody good, man. Thank you. Thank you, Speak Spanish Now, man. Everybody good, man. We good. All right. I thought this was funny, man. You want to make money? We ain't lying. This ain't no scam. We selling crack. Now, this is your girl looking like Mother Earth, and then after 3 years of marriage, she's hell on earth. I don't know how many of you guys have been through that before. I know I have. Now, you guys got to read that. Look at y'all screen closely. Now, this woman just got engaged, right? Always remember the tiny details of your outfit before making an announcement via social media. I want to draw your eyes to this woman's bracelet. Look at her bracelet. If you guys can't read that, so they put this on social media, and she's a it says basically yeah, I'll let you guys read that. All right. Was that the last one? All right. I thought this was funny. It's the last one. Therapist, you need to open up more. Me, I can't. Therapist, why? Let me visualize it for you. See how all these plates? If you open up this cabinet, this is going to all come crashing out. That is a excellent way. Some people do have those type of issues in their life, and it's like, I need help. There's no way to open this up without something breaking. But that's the way it is. I talk about gents all the time about us getting help for any type of trauma that we need as well. And for us, we hold and bottle things in. This is exactly how men have their shit bottled up. Just like this. I'm trying to see if I can say it without really saying it. So that bracelet said with a C, and then a fallacious woman starts with an S and ends with a T. That's what her bracelet says. So y'all get it now? Y'all get it now? With a C and S lut. S lut. So she got the bracelet out. Why would you marry this woman? Why would you marry this woman who has a bracelet that says this? Why? Why? People make dumbass choices. All right, let me get back up on this screen. Gents, I want to thank each and every one of you guys tonight for coming out. Sorry I'm keeping this one short tonight, but I do have some things to do. After I leave here, I'm going to go to the gym, get my swole on. What time it is? Shit, get my laundry on. And then I got something to be at tonight. So I want to thank my guest, Ennis, for being here. I want to thank XL Pro for being here. I want to thank my brothers from Speak Spanish Now. Make sure you go check out his channel. Please subscribe. I promise you it'll be worth it. Excellent teacher. I want to thank my dude, Preston. I want to thank my guest, Frank. Thank you, brother, for being here as always. I want to shout out my brother, Lucis, who always drops knowledge on us. I appreciate that. Who else we up? Ennis, I already got you too. Did I get that? I want to shout out to you. Thank you for being here. We didn't have too many people in here into the chat tonight, but that's okay. Shout out to my brother K&D. Please go to his channel and subscribe to K&D. He has excellent discussions. If you're into the travel, the passport bro life, they talk about different places and what to expect. A lot of different conversations, I believe. And I'll get to your comments back in a second if you have any last comments. Let me make sure I catch everybody. Shout out to K&D. Go subscribe to his channel. Ethereal Art. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I think that was everybody tonight. If I missed you, let me know. And it says, you coming to Miami anytime soon? You asked me that before, bro. No. If I come down to Florida, it's going to probably be to see my brother, man. I haven't been to Orlando in years. When's the last time I've been to Orlando and just hung out? I literally think it was 2007, man. That was 16 years ago? Jesus. I can't believe I haven't been to Orlando that long. I'll be honest, though. Once I moved away from the East Coast, I really, other than some quick stops, I haven't really been on the East Coast in a while. Because I left the East Coast in 2009. Wow, I haven't been around. I haven't been. You got a bro over here. All right, cool, man. I appreciate that. No. I definitely will keep that in mind, Ennis, for sure. Follow me on my Instagram, fam. All right. You missed a couple of my comments. When did I miss your comments? The last comment you got was the only reason they try to shame someone is because they're haters and not appreciators. And I said, Preston with the rhyming. I said that one. And I read this one about Lucis and the Straight Truths. And I read this one, Everyone Gets Lost, but it's all about finding yourself in your true path to peace. I didn't miss none of your comments. I read all of them, bro. I'm up on it. I'm on it like I want it. What are you doing for spring break and summer? Oh, man. Man, for my birthday around there, man, I plan to be out of the country again. So I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I might actually have to go back to Texas for a little bit. First of all, I got summer clothes there. And my mom just called me today and said she's moving, which was the reason I was staying in San Antonio. So I'll be honest, I really don't have free time to just stop anywhere for right now, man. But because I have a lot of stuff coming up. It's going to be busy summer. Busy summer. All right. Thank you guys for being here, man. I'm not going to hold you guys much longer. Like I said, I got something to go to tonight, so I want to make sure I hit the gym, get my brother get his swole on before the night, get some clothes washed. And then yeah. He was looking out. Thank you, Speak Spanish Now. Thank you, O. Appreciate you. All right, gents. Look, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'll be back next week with some more heat, some more fire, more discussions for us to talk about. Thank you for anybody who donated to the Cash App or anything like that. I appreciate you guys, man. Without you guys, I can't run this thing and can't do it. Right? Well, regardless, much love and respect to you, bro. Yeah, no. Actually, man, it's good to know that you out there in Miami, bro, because I definitely need to connect out there. It seems to be Miami's the spot that everybody want to be in nowadays. You know what I mean? All right. So I appreciate you, Ennis. Like I said, hit me up on the whatchamacallit. Thank you guys for the contributors through the Cash App last week. I appreciate that, and also the super chats that you guys donated last week too. I appreciate you guys. So again, you guys, hey, the biggest thing is it's hard for me to say that modern women are more logical. I think there are aspects that both men and women aren't using full logic on, because we also have these simps out here who are tricking off their dough to women for only foot pics. What's logical about that? Nothing. Why trick your money off for some foot pics when you could use that same money, same $2,000, and traveled out of the country? Or you could have used that $2,000 and paid for you some nook. You could have paid for something. It would have been way cheaper. You could have got a hotel room and paid for the nook and still had change. Right? Listen, whether you agree with that or not, to me, that's still better than tricking off $2, $3, $4,000 to these women and you're not getting anything for it, because it still leaves you young men empty. It still leaves you empty in the inside. So why do that? Because you think you're getting some perceived attention? It's sad. So I don't understand women's logic today. Their logic is based on selfishness. And men's logic today is based in desperation. So, I mean, look, there's no real solution to this except that, again, a man has to be on his purpose, and you have to be willing to walk that path alone. Listen, everyone who is great, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Everyone who achieves greatness at some point has to walk the path by themselves. So don't be afraid of those downtimes, but don't let anyone or anything knock you off your purpose, because without it, you won't be able to live the fullness of your life. You won't be able to get the most out of it for you and your future family. You just set yourself up for failure. Hey, thank you for being here above, beyond, and forever. $2 to $4,000 for feet pics. That's ignorant as hell, man. Shake my head. Yo, I showed this on this video. I've showed videos on this channel. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I showed y'all videos on this channel, I think it was last week, where I showed y'all some clips. Was it last week? Oh, no, it was in one of my videos. It was in one of my videos recently where nope, that's not it. One of those videos I showed last week was the women were just on social media. They're not doing anything they're just, I don't understand. I don't understand what dudes are tricking their money off for. Where did I put these videos at? I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Damn it, that sucks. But anyway, I showed video clips where you have these women who are on social media. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting there. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the hat. Like you give little roses or gifts or stars or whatever. It's little icons, but they cost money. And so those women are in there not doing anything, exposing themselves, like, having their cleavage up, wearing like little low-cut shorts. And Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't find these damn videos for nothing. And I know I had it here somewhere. All right, whatever. Anyway, you guys, I got to go. Above, beyond, and forever, thank you for being here. But he says, can't feel sorry at all for these Sims, bro. No, I don't. Listen, I may not feel sorry for him, above, beyond, and forever, but I can keep putting out these videos, and I can keep having these live streams, and I can keep doing these YouTube shorts, and I can keep putting out this content from this channel and letting these men see what they're up against and putting out the info. But if you choose not to take it and you choose to pay $2,000 for a foot pick, then I can't feel sorry for you neither. Not when the information is out there. And listen, you would think with as many videos and many channels that are out there like this one, that dudes would be getting it. But what I'm finding is you are seeing that some of these young men are like, they may have heard it, but it may take a different messenger for them to get it. Does that make sense? It's like maybe you're terrible at school and maybe you don't understand that trigonometry teacher, but maybe it's that English teacher that you feel so comfortable with. Now you have a passion for school. Now you have an aptitude for hearing all the other things that need to be heard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a good example. XL Pro says, peace. Above, beyond, and forever. Absolutely, bro. Keep growing your channel. You're going to do well. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here this week. I will be back next week. Depending on, I'll probably have a YouTube short for tomorrow. All of the polls are ready for this week. So there's a poll for Thursday. There's a poll for Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because of tonight, I don't know how tonight is going to go. Probably just going to have a YouTube short for tomorrow. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Until next time, live your best life. I didn't end it yet. I want to say thank you to Ennis real quick for the $2 super chat. You or me, you are my hero, fam. Love you when you go live, man. Salute. Man, I go live for you guys, man. I go live for you guys because it gives me access to you guys and it gives y'all real-time access to me. The YouTube shorts, I usually just do for entertainment purposes. I usually try to put something of value to say in there, but really and truly it's just quick entertainment. And then obviously y'all know what I do with the videos. I'm always trying to build narratives and I'm always trying to talk about and build themes. So that's what that's about. Can't do it without you guys, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Ennis. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. Until next time, peace.